Hello everyone, so we talked about this earlier this year, is to do with the Eurovision. Now as you know, OT is not going to broadcast the Eurovision this year, and the majority of Irish people, and rightly so, didn't want to participate in the Eurovision because of Israel's participation in the Eurovision this year. And when I said about just beginning of this year, a lot of Irish people were very against it and didn't want Israel to participate. Now there's a lot of angles to cover here, so just bear with me. But my personal view is that Ireland is right, and particularly along with the Netherlands and along with Spain, and Slovenia, we are right to not go to the Eurovision. The Eurovision has lost its soul, has lost its values, and two, Europe has lost its soul and lost its values. Because in Europe, and particularly in Ireland, a lot of people are Christian and believe in God. And what we have seen over the last few years, particularly in Gaza, and don't get me wrong, what Hamas did in Israel is evil, and what they did to innocent people was evil. But Israel has committed crimes against humanity by killing innocent people, bombing innocent people. Gaza is ruined. There's nothing left in Gaza. It's just demolished into the ground. And the amount of innocent people, children particularly, it's a war. It was a war on children, in my opinion, because they're the people who suffer the most hunger and famine, and it's nobody can stand over that. And whatever about anti-Semitism, I know people put that out there. Oh, you Ireland's an anti-Semitist country, etc. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about human beings that were killed, and we're talking about suffering and pain. And I know in the modern world we don't think about humans, we don't think about people, but we have to think about it because us in the West, we're supposed to be the beacon of democracy, the beacon of freedom, and people were left to suffer. People were left, and many people are dead, and that's the simple reality. Many people, as we speak, are starving in Gaza and other parts of the world too. And it's important that, and we see with Russia, and rightly so, Russia was kicked out of the Eurovision, and rightly so, because they invaded their neighbouring country, Ukraine. They committed a crime against humanity. And Israel has done the same, has bombed many of its neighbours' countries. And as simple as that, we either have values or we don't have values in Europe. Because it's no point saying these people, what they did was bad, and then the other people have done the exact same thing pretty much. They were all right. We let them off with it. You can't do that in Europe, and we have to have values. And as a country that has majority of people in this country believe in God, that we have to stand on values. We have to stand up for principles, and we have to stand up for people, and that's as simple as that. And Ireland has always been the voice of the small for hundreds and hundreds of years. Ireland was oppressed by the British Empire, was subjugated, was feminized. Irish people understand more than any other country on this in the European Union or any European country. Ireland understands. Our citizens have went through hell over the last few hundred years. We understand. We understand pain. We understand suffering. And we want to stand, as a country, as a free, sovereign country, we want to stand up, and we will always stand up for people that are suffering, and people that are suffering under occupation. We will always stand up for that. Because us Irish people, and every Irish person knows this, we know in our heart and in our soul that we as people, we have went through hell in 800 years. We understand the pain, we understand the suffering. And it's our moral duty, as you know, as a United country that's participated many times in United Nations peacekeeping over the years, has sent so many of our sons and daughters off to other lands to one day hopefully achieve peace and hopefully achieve understanding of the world. So many of our sons and daughters never came back in the service of peace. I'm taking a poor Private Sean Rooney that died in Lebanon by Hamas, etc. Many people in this country have laid down their lives in the service of peace and hoping that one day, perhaps one distant day, there would be peace in this earth, there'd be understanding, and there'd be no longer conflict. And I do think it's important, and Ireland has a central role to play in that. I do think we have made the right decision, and it's not based on any anti-Semitism, it's not based on any religion, it's based on the moral value, as it says in the Bible, thou shalt not kill, regardless of who you are, thou shalt not kill, and thou shalt not cause immense suffering, because life is difficult. Every person on this planet can admit, it's hard to keep going in life, it's hard to pay the bills, it's hard to just survive, but adding conflict, adding suffering, adding famine, does not achieve anything for anyone. It does not. And I do think we have made the right decision, and I hope that Ireland never goes back to the Eurovision, to be totally honest. And it's not to do with any religion or anything, it's to do with what's right. And that's as simple as that. And I have no ill will against anybody. But this is the thing. When it comes to people suffering, people being starved, you have to stand up and speak out, and you have to speak freely. And you can't be afraid of being called names or anything. It's about speaking freely, and it's about speaking the truth. And that's what this country, in particularly Ireland, if we understand in anything, anything we have learned of our history, over 800 years, over suffering, over pain, we have to stand up for the truth. And we have to stand up for people who have no voice and who have, like ourselves, back a few hundred years ago, who had no hope of achieving freedom and no hope of achieving peace, who never had a voice. We owe it to the people who don't have a voice now, who is in our position where we were a few hundred years ago. We owe it to them. And so Ireland, and as John F. Kennedy says, Ireland has a central role to play, and that is peace. And that's Ireland's main goal, and should always be the main goal of every citizen of this country, is to one day, hopefully, please God, achieve peace in the world, and understanding in the world, and an end to conflict. Please Almighty God, hopefully we could, and hopefully sooner or later a better world will emerge from all this chaos of this time of our history. But I just leave you with that, because I'm just giving my view, and again, you're entitled to your own opinion. It is a free country, but I'm saying as a mole, and 79, there was a poll done, that's the last thing I say, there was a poll done yesterday, and 79% of the Irish public agrees that we should boycott the Eurovision, and I do think we've done the right thing, to be totally honest. And again, this is just my opinion, but I do think we have done the right thing. So let me know what you think. What do you think? Subscribe for more, and bye.